before
he was an IT major.
before the computer COVID gods interrupted us. Hey, this is my main man, Josh Harrison, man, infielder for the Washington Nationals, man, Black baseball advocate, doing great things in the community, man. The initial question was, can you please provide the audience who's going to see this on YouTube and also who's watching now, how you guys started playing baseball and your unique athletic family?
All right, well, we're gonna try this again. Start at a young age, man. You let my family tell it, mainly my two older brothers, my mom and dad. I came out the womb swinging. They tell stories of me being at the dinner table, maybe 2 years old with a fork, and I got my brothers throwing a piece of napkin at me, using that as the ball.
Yes, sir.
But to fast forward to that, I turned 3 years old, and that was when I first started playing t-ball. But
Okay.
the only way the team would let me play was if my mom coached. So
shout out to the mom.
You know what I mean? So Moms was my first coach. Mom, I love you, Benita. She's in the room.
Benita, what's up, man? Thank you so much for blessing us.
But took it from there. And then I had two older brothers that I pretty much followed, man. You talk about a unique athletic background. We all grew up playing football, basketball, and baseball. Athletes all the way through high school. And that carried forward. But my uncle played 11 years in the big leagues. This past year was actually his first year in like maybe 40-something years, not in affiliated ball. He was a starting center fielder on the '88 Dodgers World Series team with Kirk Gibson, the legendary home run. So baseball's in my family, but we wasn't just baseball players. Me, all my cousins pretty much grew up playing, multiple sports. And you fast forward today, I was the benefit of being a younger of three, having two older brothers, and I kind of soaked up what they did and made it my own.
Absolutely. So I hear you talking about your mom got you started. You started at a young age, and you got the baseball basically is in your blood, right? You bleed baseball.
Right.
Well, all sports also. Can you talk about your most memorable moment playing baseball?
Oh man, that's ironic that you just asked that because I got a lot of great memories, man. From little league all the way to the big leagues. But one for me, honestly, is my first career walk off in the big leagues. It happened on Mother's Day in PNC, and I think it was 2012. And my mom and my grandma was both in the stands. It was before travel day.
Pirates,
So
right?
yeah, it was against the Astros, raining. It was like the 11th inning. It's a travel day for his day game. And I remember I hit the walk-off. I get the little shaving cream or whipped cream pie. They interviewed me on the field. And after the game, I go over straight to the gate. They brought my mom and my grandma down. I remember having a picture with them. The special was Mother's Day. Got my first walk-off hit. And right after that, we went on the road, got on the plane, flew to the next city. But, I've had some cool moments. But for me to have my first career walk-off hit in the big leagues, to have my mom and grandma present on Mother's Day, it was special. My wife at the time, we wasn't pregnant or nothing. So it was cool. It was cool to have my mom and my grandma, who were both mothers, in the stands, taking a picture with me while I'm wet with the shaving cream and on my face. But I would say that's probably one of my most memorable moments.
Man, thank you for sharing that, man. Major salute to the Black women, man. Stand up. Mom's in the building. I'm going to kind of switch gears, right? And I asked, I had Tony Gwynn Jr. on the show. I had your brother on the show a little bit earlier in 2020 with the astonishing number, somewhere between 7.7% of active players are Black, right? That's a low number. You're one of them, right? I always ask, what are some things that we can do as coaches and community advocates and, just basically everyone who has their hand involved in youth sports, how can we better that number at a pro level?
Man, we got to show that we there for one. And at the same time, not just showing, we got to be vocal about it. You see the wave turning a little bit now. The younger guys in the game that have come in have pretty much had more of a voice than we have ever had in the past. And you see they playing, having fun. Our community has always been football, basketball. It's the most vocal, but baseball, truth is, I played with a lot of dudes that focused on football and basketball, but that wasn't until high school. Earlier growing up, they was just as good as baseball, but didn't have the resources or the support in that sport. And you fast forward to where we are now, you're talking about 7.7%. A lot of that, I can look at the urban youth academies across the country, that I don't think they're all doing the same thing as, Chicago may be doing this, Cincinnati may be doing this, Milwaukee may be doing a whole nother thing. And I can speak personally for the one in Cincinnati. My best friend, my homeboys, like this is the program director. I know how involved they are in the community, but I can't say that as a whole because I've been various places that I've played and it hasn't been the same type of support within that community that's reaching out to these kids that don't have the support or even have the resources to even go play just in a local community game. But even to go further than that, I'm sure we'll touch on a little later is the Players Alliance.
Absolutely.
We were all able to get together here over this past summer, things going on, and we got some plans in place that we're gonna try to put together to make sure we reach out to our communities. And the beauty of it is it's not just current players, it's former players like CC Sabathia, Curtis Granderson, myself, Aaron Judge, Andrew McCutcheon. Those just a few to name. So it's kind of cool. And right now they're doing a little tour, the pull-up tour where they're going around in various cities, dropping off some, PPE, food, gear, anything that you can think of. And that's just one way that we're trying to get back into it. And I think that's just a start. Man,
major salute to that. Actually, since you brought up the Players Alliance, I know this weekend, I'm gonna do a promo for the Players Alliance. Okay. They're in Chicago, man. Make sure you guys go to Players Alliance on Instagram, playersalliance.com. I know you guys are pulling up in Chicago this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. One is going to be out south, I think at Washington Park, and the other one is at another location out west. I got to definitely, if you guys want more information about that, make sure you visit playeralliance.com. Hit up Josh on Twitter. He'll definitely let you know where it's at.
Oh, yeah, I'm pulling up to the one in Cincinnati on the 17th. So we got one in Cincinnati as well.
Okay, absolutely. And I know I gotta take a quick pause because I know this is you're doing great charitable work, and I got my main man Sterling Brown. I'm gonna bring him in for one quick hot second. It's very rare that we get an NBA guy on the recess. And also, so Sterling, you can unmute yourself, start your video. I'm gonna bring you in because he has some wonderful things happening within the next week or so that he's doing surrounding giving back to the youth. Sterling, how's my audio? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, man. We all good.
Absolutely. Can you tell the people, that's going to watch this on YouTube, and that's actually, I see we got about 23 that's joining right now. I'm letting them in the room. Can you tell everybody the great things that you're doing for Chicago, Maywood, the western suburbs, the west side of Chicago? What the great things that you're doing is so much, the great things that you're doing, and also what you have coming down the pipeline in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, man. Well, I got my foundation, the Salute Foundation, which stands for Sacrifice, Ambition, Loyalty, Unremitting, Truth, and Education. And, those are just some of the principles, that, I live by, I grew up on, and, some of the principles that I want the kids to understand that, it's a necessity to have. So, that, they can be able to understand that, they can succeed and they can, do a lot more than what their environment shows them, you know what I'm saying? And we just got a lot of things going on, man. We got basketball camps, holiday giveaways, we got summer programs, we got financial literacy programs, we got violence prevention programs that we doing. So, we got a lot of stuff, man. We just trying to stay involved and active in the community. And like I said, some hope,
You was breaking up a little bit, Sterling.
Okay, let me see if can you hear me now?
Yeah, you all good now, brother.
Okay, yeah, and I say coming up, we got a holiday drive, the Woods 3rd annual holiday drive, and we partner with a bunch of dope groups in the community. Your baseball league, is one of them. Training league, Athletic Connection, man. Robert Covington group. We got Stephen Hunter athletic group. We got 13th Positive. They helping us put on our Christmas toy drive on the 20th for the kids, man. That's gonna be huge. We got a bunch of toys, man. I say 1,000+ toys for the kids. We're gonna have a special little surprise for the families that pull up, at the end. And we also, got like a little giveaway that we doing this upcoming Saturday for the for families in the community. We're gonna match the village of Maywood, and we're gonna match them with paying water bills for the community. And we got a lot of positive things that we're trying to do. Those are just two of the upcoming events, man. We got a lot more. So if anybody, want to get in tune with us or want to, join forces or reach out or whatever, y'all can hit us on, Instagram at Salute Foundation, also on Twitter. We got a website, salutefoundation.com. And we bring back some hope and some life to the community.
Absolutely, man. I know you guys are in Bubbleville right now, getting ready for the game. Hey, Josh, you got something for Sterling, man?
Nah, man. That's all work that I commend, man. My wife and I, we got a foundation as well, and part of it starts with us, man. So I commend everything you're doing. From one man to another, just showing that people that we more than athletes, man. And
right. No, respect though, man. I appreciate it for sure. And everything you got going on, man, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's all love because, I know what it's directed towards and, what you're doing it for. So, we got to definitely keep that going and, like, be that example. You know what I'm saying? We got to, keep it going. So I definitely salute you for everything you got going, too.
Absolutely, man. First time y'all heard of MLB, NBA. Definitely about to join forces and make something happen, man. Y'all heard it first right here on The Recess with Coach E, man. Sterling, I know you got to get back and get ready. I know y'all got some shooting around. Y'all got something going on with Houston, man. Make sure, good luck. I got to keep the baseball talk going, but Sterling, we know you used to play baseball, man. I'm about to, hey, Josh, call
no, for sure, right I did. I played up until like 5th grade, man. First base, shortstop, man. I was out there, center field.
Hey, Josh, get this man a tryout, man. Come on.
I told you I spoke on it earlier. I played with a lot of dudes that focused on football and basketball in high school, but we all grew up playing all three.
Yeah.
Basketball worked out for him, so I ain't mad at him.
Yeah, I took that route, man. I definitely would have loved to get in there and get some of that baseball bread, though, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all got it's a nice setup over there, but that's definitely, huge what y'all doing, like pushing the shorties to, have that outlet as well. Like, cause like you said, back in Maywood, like we used to play baseball. That used to be a thing, like, before basketball and all football and all that. Like everybody was over there at 10th Park, we was out there, playing baseball. So it's great that y'all, keeping that alive, man. That's something that's important for the shorties to have that extra outlet.
Oh yeah, everything come back full circle, man. It was growing up, it was Barry Larkin, Ken Griffey, Gary Sheffield, Eric Davis. Like everybody out there was swag, man. Yeah, I mean, sure. they changed the game, and it's coming back full circle. Just got to start somewhere. It ain't gonna change overnight, but we got to keep putting our foot in the door.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, Sterling. Thank you so much for jumping in. I know I got a couple questions on my DM for Josh. So major salute to
all
you,
right.
brother.
Yes, sir. Salute, man.
So Josh, I know someone just DM me literally right now. So they asked, what is your advice that you would give to top high school prospects that's considering, entering the draft or going to college? What is your advice on either, what's the difference maker between you signing that major league contract out of high school or signing your 4-year letter of intent or 2-year junior college, whatever it might be?
I think it's a lot that go into it. For one, you got to make a decision for one that's comfortable for you. Don't make decisions based off what other people think or expect of you, because at the end of the day, you got to live with your decisions. 2, also surround your people that got your best interests at heart. Because, being out of high school, I'm glad I ain't had that issue. You know what I mean? I ain't have to worry about it. I wasn't highly recruited out of high school. I signed the day I graduated high school. But at the same time, you're still 17, 18. You need somebody there for some guidance that's going to understand, is signing this deal worth, foregoing college or vice versa. You got to weigh the options. And I know many people who said college wasn't for them. And I know other people who said, that college was the right road for them. And that's something that they got to ask themselves. But at the same time, if it's in you, it's in you. If you want to do it, go do it. Because no matter if you highly recruited or not, the ones that want are going to be the ones that's going to get it. So whether you highly recruited or not, you still gotta want it for yourself.
Absolutely. So I know that your family, y'all have the Harrison baseball camp, right? That's an
Right.
annual thing. I know your cousin, your family, everybody's been hitting me up. We trying to make it get, but we're in practice. Can you talk to the audience a little bit about how the Harrison baseball camp got started and what you guys have coming down the pipeline in 2021?
So first off, salute to my big brother V. Hay. He'll let him tell it. He the original Hay. But coming back from my first couple of years of playing pro ball, coming back home, I was always with him hitting, working out, giving lessons here or there. And the more that you start to give lessons and people inquire, some people asked us one time, hey man, would you guys host a camp? We kind of say, okay, we'll do it. We ain't never really had a facility, but there's like, we got the facility. Started out with maybe 40 kids one year and was like, you know what, man, we could probably do something annual, Martin Luther King. We know it's a day where nobody has school. You know what I mean? Being Black represents something for a lot of us, but at the same time, I think it represents a lot for everybody because Martin Luther King influenced, the whole nation. And it started out small, and every year, we get questions: are y'all doing it? Are y'all doing it? And our instructors are second to none. For one, we got a lot of local people, being from Cincinnati, a lot of local people from Cincinnati, some from Kentucky, all people that played, in college, might have played pro ball from big leagues down to low A, JUCO, LSU, Florida State, just giving them a broad representation of, this kid went to a high school that is in your conference. You might not have heard about them because baseball is 50 rounds every year, with the exception of this year. But putting people in front of these kids to know that you might not know this person, but he went to the same elementary as you. He went to the college you want to go to. Just showing them that anything is attainable, because a lot of times, kids will idolize us as athletes, not knowing that, man, we just normal people, and that we come from the same neighborhood as you, same school. Our parents probably grew up together, and just showing them that, my title may be something that's shown on TV, but at the end of the day, I'm a human being. I'm a normal person. And our camps, man, I think we have more fun as instructors than the kids do, even though the kids have a blast. But we just have fun, man. Teach them the basics, the instructs. We kind of old school as far as, not trying to overload kids, because, they got to be able to feel and understand what they're doing. But at the same time, we really push across to them that you got to have fun in everything that you do. And at the end of the day, you can control, we always tell them two things you can control is your attitude and effort. Outside of that, you let the rest be to the sport, but you can control your attitude and effort. And we pass that along. It's the same thing in class, getting good grades, that's all on you. That ain't the teacher to hold your hand, or your parents to make sure you're doing the homework. So, we talk to them a lot about baseball, having fun, but also apply to, daily life, because you know how it is having kids. You can tell your kids something a million times, but let somebody else tell them and they do it the first time. And it's like, all right, you just need to hear it from a different mouth.
Takes a village. Definitely takes a village. I'm going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to get into some baseball dialogue. I got a lot of baseball coaches, a lot of baseball players that's getting in now and actually on the Zoom call. I'm sorry now. Who's the toughest pitcher that you face in your career? And then also, who's the toughest pitcher in the game right now?
Man, y'all ain't gonna believe me, but anybody that's ever played with me, they know I don't give credit to no pitchers. They all sorry to me. And that ain't no joke. So I'm gonna tell you a little funny story. Max Scherzer, I think I'm lifetime 0 for 10 against him with like 6 punch outs. But the 3 games he done played against us, I think he gave up a total of 2 hits. One was one away from a perfect game. But I remember as soon as I signed with Washington, I go up to him and I was like, hey, now that you my teammate, that's the only way you get a pass is if you my teammate. I said, now that you my teammate, you ain't sorry no more. You know what I mean? But he started laughing. I was like, that's just how I've always been. Like, you can strike me out 100 times. Baseball is a game of confidence, especially once you get to this level. It's going to be things you can't control. But honestly, he definitely one of the better pitchers that I faced. But to be honest, I'm one that doesn't really give credit. The only way you get a pass from not being sorry is if you ever laced them up and wore the same uniform as me. Or if you my boy and I grew up with you. But if we ain't never played together, we cool off the field, but on that field, you sorry. You garbage.
Yes, sir.
You might blow me away 10 times, but in the back of my mind, you still garbage. I'm gonna get you next time.
Hey, and it's funny that you say that. Like, we have, you're familiar with Chicago. We have the Jackie Robinson, the South Side kind of rivalry, right? That's two South Side programs who literally go at each other's neck. And all of us are close friends. But when we're on the field, it was like that. And I just posted a picture on Facebook from 2000, and we beat them in the first time in 15 years, and it was around 150 comments just reminiscing. But we literally on the field hate each other. It wasn't nobody telling each other, you good. No. And that's
right.
And I think that, I love the emergence of travel baseball. I love the showcase. I love it. But I do think that it takes the dog out of some of our kids, for lack of better terms. Let's keep it real. This is recess. Like, our Black baseball players, we getting a little soft. This from what I'm seeing with the kids.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you on that. I don't want to say that the dog been taken out of us. For so long, the dog has not been allowed to come out of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything has been, you got to make calculated moves. You got to do this or that. That's one thing that I never had to worry about. Given I'm gonna do what I got to do regardless of the situation. But I got two older brothers that's 4 and 7 years older than me that they ain't take it easy on me. So when I got amongst my peers or even people older than me, it wasn't nothing they could say or do to me, because I was like, you know what, at the end of the day, if I go home running and telling, I got two big brothers that's gonna be like, hold on, we allowed to do that to you, but you don't let nobody else do it to you. And that growing up, that just allowed me to be me. So everywhere I've gone, I've had fun. I enjoy what I do. But the dog was never taken out of me, because, it was pretty much instilled in me from a young age from my brothers. And those that don't have that outlet of a brother that's played, professionally, that's currently managing in the minor leagues, that has an uncle that's played 11 years in the big leagues, was in baseball for over 40 years, to tell you, do what you're supposed to when ain't nobody watching. But at the same time, don't let nobody walk over you. That's part of it. And I was talking to somebody the other day about, the unwritten rules of baseball. One of my favorite things was what Fernando Tatis Jr. did this year, swinging on that 3-0 pitch. I was talking to some of my teammates who was upset about it. I said, you know what? If you take that 3-0 and you throw him a 3-1 slider, y'all not apologizing to him. I said, for the longest, we preached to kids, don't give no at-bats away. You ultimately trying to dictate how somebody plays or handles their business is, for better lack of terms, taking the dog out of them. You trying to form somebody into what they're not. You're trying to make them fit your image of what they should be, instead of them being true to themselves.
So I know we mentioned this a little earlier. I'm going to dive just a little deeper in the Players Alliance, right? I know Curtis Granderson is the president. Major shout out to Curtis Granderson. He done so much for Chicago baseball, and he's still doing it. Like, he's personally did stuff for my baseball organization, probably every baseball organization in the Chicago and Chicagoland area. But I guess I'm going to ask, how did the Players Alliance, it's been 100-something years of MLB baseball, and 2020 marked the start of the Players Alliance. How did you guys come up with that? How did you guys get started with that?
Man, a lot of things happen. 2020, we can say, spring training being shut down. What was the first start of it? And then, you had the things going on in the country, George Floyd incident. Just everything transpired. And we cracked jokes about it, but Edwin Jackson has played on like 14 teams. And it just randomly started as like a, small chat with guys he was playing with. We was all just checking in. And then we was all like, man, we got to get so-and-so in this chat. We got to get so-and-so in this chat. And the more we started talking, real stuff. Cam Maven, Granderson, Sabathia, Kutch, Jason Hayward, just to name a few. Guys just started talking. Ian Desmond, realizing that, man, we need to reach back to our communities. We all realized that we all got different foundations back where we're from. Players Alliance was just something that, some guys kind of put some wheels in motion. We came together and it allowed us to do a collective effort. And, one of the good things that kind of happened was MLB got behind it, because for the longest, Black baseball players, we've always felt like, outcasts in this game. And, with everything going on in the country, it kind of was time for us to speak up. That video that we put out wasn't anything that we was like, oh, yeah, we about to kill him with this. But at the same time, we knew the impact that it had because it was a time more than ever that we probably had space to make a voice and we were all collective. So what started out as just a little group chat ended up eventually branching out to, hey, let's make sure we can make an impact. And, we even got guys that's in the minor leagues that ain't played a day in the big leagues. That's, donated cleats, donated bats, gear. And it's just about reaching back to those communities that we talked about earlier. How do we do it? For one, we got to be active in our communities. We can't rely on anybody else to do it but us.
Man, major salute. Major salute, man. That is making me so excited. I almost screamed through because that's what we need, And, my friends, we're all into baseball. We all coach, we're teachers, we're deans of students, we're principals, we're grassroots level, right? And we oftentimes say, hey, man, we need the guys that are on TV to make a stance, right? Step up. And when I saw the players lines, I'm like, it's go time, it's go time. Now everything is clicking from the top. Now, it's just going to branch off and make something beautiful. So my next question would be, because I know I have coaches on here, people are going to see this on YouTube, Instagram, and everything. What are some of the things like a local youth level coach can do to support the Players Alliance?
Now that's a good question. I would say visit the website, but I know right now with the pull-up tour, there's probably going to be some good insight as far as if it's coming to a city near you. Try to reach out because we're looking for volunteers. We're looking for people that want to help because, one way to be active in the community is reaching out to the community. And, you might know a family that could benefit from, it might not even be baseball resources, a family that might need to benefit from, they don't have food or, don't have coats. That's part of it. But that's probably gonna be my best is to reach out right now through the Alliance. If we're pulling up to a city near you, you got my number. I'm always willing to chat around my time. My wife, she's a full-time, mompreneur. She doing her thing. Off season is called Britney season. So, tonight I had the night off from putting the kids down because I had a prior engagement. But
absolutely,
it's more so just being vocal, man, and more that people realize that we want to help. And I think the time is now more than ever, just because, as I said, the current climate of our nation. It's people that go without a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And one, we want to do our part to make sure that everybody has the resources, but at the same time, when it comes to the game of baseball, we want it to be taught by people that understand the game and know that, it's not a cookie cutter, but you need representation, people that look like you, that you can, relate to. Because you got people from the other side that you can relate to, but you also need to, growing up, as I mentioned, Barry Larkin, he was from my hometown, from Cincinnati, him and King Griffey. Representation. I had my brothers, you know what I mean? Like putting it in front of the kids, and that's enough. Whether it's a minor leaguer, college player, you don't know the impact that, it could be. It doesn't have to be a big leaguer. It could be a JUCO guy.
Absolutely. I got a quick question. Corday says, Jay, hey, what's the funniest baseball moment you've been a part of?
Ooh, funniest baseball moment I've been a part of. Man, I'm trying to think.
Good question, Corday, man. I gotta bring you in as a co-host one time, man. That's a great
was
question
right there. Like, I've been a part of some funny moments on the field. I ain't gonna lie, moments that probably aren't supposed to be funny to me just because I know things ain't gonna happen. I ain't gonna lie, some of the funny moments to me be when we clear benches. I ain't gonna lie, like that's some of the funniest moments to me. Just because half the time when the benches is clear, it's like, man, if you want to do something, do it. Emotions gonna get high. You might say some things, but like when bench is clear, like it's funny seeing people run around and like you might see your boy on the other side of y'all. You make sure like I got you. Hey, ain't nobody gonna sneak nobody, but at the same time, more times than not, ain't nothing gonna happen because cats like, man, we just gonna play. But sometimes you just gotta let it be known, like, hey, that's enough. We can't stand for too many pitches behind the head or whatever the case may be. But I just remember things one time the bench is cleared with the Reds, and I was with the Pirates, and I had my thumb surgery. I was on a DL, it was travel day. I'm icing in like the 8th inning. Our bench is cleared twice in a matter of 3 minutes. And the first time I wasn't out there, man, that second time, I done threw my ice off. I done ran down. And I come out, I got my hand in my jacket because I got like a little soft cast on. But they tell you if you on the DL, you can't leave the bench or you get fined. Man, I promise I felt like stone cold because everybody was on the field. Man, as soon as I walked out the tunnel, the camera panned to me. I couldn't deny the fine. I'm out there, one hand in the pocket. I'm like holding people back, like, hey, we good, we good. Like, I can't do nothing with one hand, bro. Hey, I walk back in. It's like, man, we're gonna take care of your fine for you, man. You came out. I was like, but everybody was laughing, like, what was you gonna do with one hand? I said, hey, I'll surprise somebody. Hey, I was at home too, so I was a little amped up because I done been.
Hey, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ready to throw down.
Hey, man, you got me in tears over here. Okay, I got to take a question. Warren Broom has asked, what pushed you to choose baseball over? I'm sorry, Warren. That was funny, man. I'm sorry. Warren asked, let me compose myself, man. What pushed you to choose baseball over football and basketball?
For one, baseball was my first love. Been playing it since I was 3. It's the only sport I played literally from 3 till now. Going through high school, like my freshman, sophomore year, didn't play football. Junior year, didn't play basketball. Then senior year, played all 3 of them again. But baseball, I always knew was gonna be my, I would say, ticket. But I mean, it was a hard ticket to come by. It was about as hard as finding the PlayStation 5. Meanwhile, I still ain't got one. But I mean, I literally knew baseball was my ticket, but you know, I had 2 older brothers that I mentioned. My older brother Vince was drafted out of high school, ended up going to UK on a football scholarship, walked on for baseball, drafted after his junior year. Middle brother Shay Hay was Reggie Bush in high school, football, natural athlete for baseball. Like, he went to JUCO down in Odessa. Both of them had, when coaches could call junior year, I mean, I'm answering calls coming home from school. Is Vince home? Is Sean home? No, I'll take a message. Okay, this is University of Miami. This is University of Michigan. Me, I mean, I'm on varsity as a sophomore. I'm balling. I'm playing, but you know, I literally didn't sign to go to college till the day I graduated high school.
Okay.
I was gonna go to a JUCO, but I mean, I hadn't signed. But my best bet was gonna go to like Wabash in Illinois.
Yeah.
And I was down to the last month of school. Everybody signing. People know where they're going to college. I done sent in applications. People like, where you going to school? I said, I don't know yet. And literally got an offer. You know, they offered me. And by the time I graduated, they came with like a 70% offer, and the rest was history. But football and basketball was more so hobbies to me. Like, I love the sports, but I mean, my heart was in baseball. And I mean, that was since the age of 3.
Man, thank you for sharing that. I gotta add on to what you said about this 70%, because you know this is educational, informational. That I have to hone in on that. The fact that you said it's 70%, because a lot of baseball moms, you know, I know they're gonna watch this later. A lot of baseball moms, dads, and people who have 2 and 3 year olds who just get started. There's no such thing as a full baseball scholarship. Don't let anybody lie to you. There's no such thing. The max you possibly can get is 80%. As a position player, most times pitchers get to 80%. Baseball, you're gonna have to have good grades, exceptional grades, and also you're gonna have to have some scholarships and grants and awards if you are coming from the demographic Josh and I come from, right? If parents, listen to this, if you don't have a boatload of money and your child loves baseball, they will not get a full scholarship. They might get money in other places from the university, but it's not going to be a full baseball scholarship. Baseball is a non-revenue generated sport, and that's a whole nother episode we could talk about. But I'm glad that you mentioned, hey, I only got 7%.
The big schools got 11.7 scholarships to divide amongst however many players they decide to carry. So pretty much you sharing.
Absolutely. So make sure you hitting them books. Hinton Huckabee says, oh, this is a great question. If you're in a slump, what's your go-to hitting drill?
Ooh, I got a lot. And that's also me being 33. I've had some injuries. I've been through the game. Uh, I know myself, and that's one thing that I try to get across to the younger generation. Even at the high school level and beyond, is get an understanding of yourself, because you can sit here as a coach, you can look at a kid or somebody hitting, and you can see things and suggest things, but nobody can feel what they feel. You might be speaking off a suggestion, and the suggestion may come from a good place, but it might not be the right fix. Because a lot of times, we've all heard your career is your career. But how many times do people really feel their career is their career? Because whatever the coach is suggesting, you do. And before you know it, you back to square one where, hey, dang, what was I doing? Where do I need to be? So for me, it all depends. I've gone back, the more that I've played, to start to ask myself, we get so caught up in the result that we automatically think it's our swing. A lot of times, first thing you got to look at, are you swinging at strikes? A lot of times that could be part of your slump. Why aren't you swinging at strikes? Are you not getting ready? Are you having a tough time picking up the ball? There's so many different ways that can determine why you're not picking up the ball, or why you might be chasing. That's number one, because we can look up and be 0 for 10 and be like, oh man, I need to change something. But then again, your 0 for 10 could be 10 lineouts. But your 0 for 10 could also be 10 rollover out in front. And it's like you got to take inventory into how you getting out. Am I getting myself out? Okay. Well, you know what? If I'm out in front, you know what? I need to mix in a drill where, for me, I do a drill every day. Soft toss. Off season it's my brother, but during the season, I'll have them do hard soft without them telling me. I start off with just normal flips, and then I'll progress to say, hey, change the speed of the flips. Throw some super slow, throw some fast. Like, just for me to understand that I got to be in a position, I got to get ready to hit. We talk about the hitting position at a young age, then you get to a certain age, and it's all about rhythm and timing. Hey, pitcher is going to throw off your rhythm and timing. Okay. And then you look in the big leagues, you got dudes like my boy Marcus Stroman, who going to hit you with the shimmy, then he going to quick pitch, then he going to hit you with the pause. Your rhythm and timing is being thrown off, but how you going to get to the hitting position? So a lot of drills I do now is understanding what's my strongest hitting position. How do I get to that moment? So them doing hard, soft, mixing in speeds, it's throwing off my rhythm and timing. But one thing that I'm consistently trying to perfect is, I don't care if you quick pitch me, if you hold on me, I need to get to my hitting position. So a lot of times my drills I do are to make sure that I'm getting to where I need to be, no matter who's on the mound, what type of, arm motion, because you got to sync your rhythm and timing up to the pitcher. All of them's different, but one thing that we can't forget is getting to that hitting position.
Man, thank you for going. Man, that's so many jewels dropped in that, man. That's, man. And I'm glad that you shared that, because, and I'm going to go on a limb, I see this happening so much with kids. They have 2 bad games and then they go run to a hitting coach, right? And I know I got a couple coaches on here, and we also agree, like, a lot of times, sometimes the pitcher just beat you. Like, they were just better than you that day, or your mental space was wrong, or you wasn't prepared, you didn't time it. So I'm glad that you shared that, because that will be used, to my kids that I coach, and I'll share it out with all the coaches that I know, because even sometimes I have to dial back, when I'm coaching third or first base, like, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that. Like, whoa, hold on, man. Hardest thing in the world to do is hit a baseball. So,
right.
You know what I mean?
But that's also why I go to say the sooner you can make them understand who they are and what they feel, they can express that to you. Now it's easier for you to say, like, my hitting coaches know my keys. Hey, my keys, one of my keys is tapping on my shoulder before I start my move. If I'm off, it don't matter what I'm doing. I can hit off the tee, I can hit flips, I can hit BP. If my timing mechanism ain't right, what gets my swing started, I'm lost. So it'll be times I might go 3-4 games that it's like, hey, why am I out in front? Well, you're not in the right spot when you starting your move. And he might be saying, you know what? You out on your front foot, or you spinning off. All right, you told me what the problem is, but what's the solution? How do we fix it? Why is that happening? Okay, am I swinging at strikes? All right, I'm not swinging at strikes. Why ain't you swinging at strikes? You know what? My timing mechanism, I'm not doing that. So it's no longer, I'm not loading, I'm falling forward. That's just me. But that's why I say for everybody to know who they are. It takes time though. It's not, you know what I mean? Something that's just gonna come to you. But that's why when you go on to your hitting sessions, you hitting BP, you hitting in the cage, don't just rely on the coach to tell you what you should feel or what you should be looking for. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, when you leave that hitting session, you got to go back home. You know, I said it to one of my teammates a few years ago. I remember he wanted to do something that he was feeling, and he goes, you know, should I go ask the hitting coach? And I said, I mean, you can, but at the end of the day, God forbid that you get traded or he's not back. What you gonna tell your next hitting coach? Hold on, let me call my other hitting coach. Like, you got to be able to answer questions for yourself. That way, no matter if I'm going to a different coach, different team, I can express what I need. And now it's easier for you to lock in and say, okay, what I thought was, okay, it's the reason why he was out on his front foot. Okay, I saw why he was on his front foot, but what I thought might not have been the reason. And that's why I say communication for one is key. My brother Vince, somebody, I think Book called him the master communicator. You know, I've had, you know, Latin teammates that he coached with the Pirates that come like, man, your brother helped me. But that's just him, you know, reflecting to them that, hey, I'm your coach, but at the same time, like, I can't feel what you feel. I need you to just, you know, tell me, and then I can look for those keys that you want me to key on, and that's how we can keep you consistent. That'll keep you from falling in that slump, because if you know what puts you in the right spot, you know what to look for.
Absolutely. I got to take one more question, and this is actually it's funny. We talking about hitting. One of the pitching instructors for the White Sox ace, Coach Troy Williams, Alcorn State University. Stand up, what's happening? He says, what advice would you give your younger self, 16 to 18-year-old Jay Hay?
Man, to be honest, I wouldn't give myself no other advice than what I had. You know, we can look and say what coulda, shoulda, woulda, but at the end of the day, when I reflect, you know, I was blessed, man. Like, I'm being biased, but it's also the truth. Like, when I talk about my older brothers was the truth, like, me and all my boys, like, whether it was football, basketball, or baseball, Friday nights, it was, hey, what's your brother gonna do tonight? And that was both. But that wasn't just us. That was also talk of Cincinnati. You know, they were athletes that were, you know, everybody was trying to see what they were gonna do. So for me, the advice that I would give myself was do what I did, because I literally soaked up everything they did. I know I was annoying. I was their ball boy for summer ball. I was on the sideline Friday nights acting like I was, you know, giving the refs the football, but I'm down there, okay, bro, done hit this move. I'm thinking how I'm gonna do it in my game Saturday. Basketball, I literally was the ball boy. Like, I'm supposed to be giving Gatorade, but when they ain't on the court, I'm putting up shots. Like, I'm literally soaking up everything that they did. So I wouldn't necessarily give myself any advice, because I literally told you I had two good examples that, hey, I just wrote their coattails and they ain't take it easy on me. So when I got amongst my peers, it was, hey, this is way easier than trying to score on a little tight rim against my two brothers that literally knocking out lights, blocking my shots. Like, playing Walter Payton, I got to dive over the pile. We put him on the wall. Like literally, that's Walter Payton. I had to dive over the goal line. So I would say if you're a younger sibling, soak up what you can from your older brothers, because you literally got somebody living life before you, especially if they doing what you aspire to do. You got an outlet that most people don't. Just like I said, I got an uncle that played 11 years. We were able to cross paths when he was coaching Milwaukee and I was with the Pirates. You know, and it all comes full circle. You got, I don't want to say take advantage of what you have in front of you, but use the resources that you have. And that's what I did.
Absolutely, absolutely. Josh, man, I know we run out of time here, man. Can you give, you know, people are gonna watch this on YouTube, you know, people are gonna see this on demand. Can you give the audience, I know you can't give them your cell phone number, but can you give them like your Twitter, your Facebook, so if they want to reach back out to you and everything, like, hey, I had a question about this, I saw the interview, I want to know more about this. Can you give them your contact information per social media?
Yeah, I'm simple though. I ain't got all the Instagram, Snapchat, all that. I let my wife handle all that. I got Twitter, and my page is J Hay, as me and E was talking earlier. J, H as in Harrison, A as in Apple, Y as in yellow, D as in dog, A as in apple, underscore. Hold on. J-Hay is J-Hay underscore D-A underscore M-A-N. You got me thrown off.
Hey, I know that's an inside joke between me and Josh.
I started giving I mixed that in my email. I tore that up.
Yeah,
So it's
I do the same thing.
underscore D-A underscore M-A-N. So it's basically J-Hay the man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Josh, man, we're definitely going to have to do a round 2, man. Thank you so much for jumping on the recess, man. Remember, for those who watching, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button below. That's watching this on YouTube, man. Make sure y'all share this with somebody, man. Major salute to Sterling Brown for jumping on. Josh, we're going to do round 2. I'm coming down to Cincy.
We're going to say second inning.
Oh, second inning. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to have a second inning, man. I'm going to, when this COVID stuff clears up, I'm coming to the Harrison camp. We're going to do it live at the Harrison camp. We're going to make it big, man.
Yeah.
For those who joined me on the Zoom link, thank you guys so much. Make sure when y'all get this on YouTube, y'all share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Major shout out to the Players Alliance. Josh Harrison, thank you once again, my brother. Salute.
Appreciate it. Want to give a shout out to my mom, also my dad. He was the coach of all of us too. You know, he humble. But my wife, my kids, my brothers, appreciate you. Let's get the second inning. We'll get that in plan. Appreciate everybody out there, man. Hope everybody's staying safe. Happy holidays.
Absolutely, man. This is Coach E signing off. All right, brother. Thanks.
Thank you.